One of the most overlooked secrets to attracting the right person is learning to respect yourself first. Self-respect isn't just about liking yourself or treating yourself to good things. It goes much deeper. It's about setting a standard for how you expect to be treated and refusing to settle for anything less. Many people enter relationships without truly understanding their own value, and as a result, they accept behavior that falls far short of what they deserve. Before you even think about attracting the right person, you must become the kind of person who understands and honors their own worth. Self-respect starts with self-awareness. If you don't know who you are, what you believe, and what you want from life, you're likely to lose yourself in someone else's expectations. Spend time reflecting on what matters to you. What do you value in a relationship? What are your personal boundaries? What kind of behavior is unacceptable to you? The clearer you are about your identity and values, the stronger your self-respect will become. This self-clarity not only empowers you, it also communicates silently to others that you are someone who will not tolerate being treated poorly. When you carry yourself with self-respect, you stop chasing validation. You no longer feel the need to impress others or prove your worth. You understand that your value is inherent. It isn't something that needs to be earned through other people's approval. This is a powerful shift. People who respect themselves tend to walk with confidence, speak with purpose, and make decisions that align with their values. These qualities are naturally attractive. The right person will be drawn not to your neediness, but to your clarity, confidence, and calmness. People often mistake self-respect for arrogance or ego, but there is a big difference. Arrogance tries to prove superiority. Self-respect simply honors one's own boundaries and dignity. Arrogance may repel others, but genuine self-respect is magnetic. It shows that you know your worth and that you expect relationships to be built on mutual respect, not on control, manipulation, or dependency. In healthy relationships, both people respect themselves and each other. Another important part of self-respect is learning to say no. This can be difficult, especially for those who are used to pleasing others or afraid of rejection. But every time you say yes to something that violates your values, you're saying no to your self-respect. And every time you stand firm in your truth, even when it's uncomfortable, you strengthen your inner integrity. The right person will not only accept your boundaries, they will appreciate them. Boundaries are not barriers. They are invitations to connect more honestly and safely. Self-respect also affects how you handle rejection and disappointment. Instead of taking things personally or viewing rejection as proof that you're unworthy, a person with self-respect understands that not every connection is meant to last, and that's okay. You don't beg for love or chase people who are unsure about you. You understand that losing someone who doesn't value you is not really a loss. You walk away with your head high, knowing that your self-worth does not depend on anyone else's opinion. Moreover, self-respect shapes the energy you bring into your interactions. People can sense when someone is desperate for attention or approval, and they can also sense when someone is grounded, self-aware, and emotionally stable. When you respect yourself, you don't enter relationships from a place of lack or fear. You're not looking for someone to complete you. You're looking for someone to grow with. This shift in mindset changes everything. You're no longer trying to attract just any person. You're seeking the right person, someone who respects you as deeply as you respect yourself. Educationally speaking, psychology supports this principle. Research on attachment theory and emotional health shows that individuals with a strong sense of self and internal boundaries are more likely to form secure, long-lasting relationships. They are less likely to fall into codependent patterns or tolerate emotional abuse. Instead, they build connections based on authenticity, communication, and shared values. These are the kinds of connections that endure. So, what does self-respect look like in everyday actions? It means being honest about your feelings, even when it's hard. It means taking care of your mental, physical, and emotional health. It means keeping your promises to yourself and others. It means walking away from relationships that hurt, even when your heart wants to stay. It means choosing what's right for you, not what's easy or popular. All of these are expressions of self-respect, and each one sends a powerful message to the world about the kind of love you're ready to receive. In conclusion, self-respect isn't something you find by accident. It's a conscious choice, a commitment to value yourself, protect your peace, and build your life around what truly matters. When you live with self-respect, you stop chasing people who don't see your worth. You attract those who do. You teach others how to treat you by how you treat yourself, and you create the foundation for a healthy, respectful, and meaningful relationship with someone who truly aligns with your highest self. If you want to attract the right person, don't start by searching for them. Start by becoming someone who respects themselves so deeply that the wrong people no longer have access to you. Kindness is often misunderstood as a soft or passive trait, something nice people practice without expecting much in return. But when it comes to relationships, kindness is much more than just a personality quality. It is a powerful signal. It sends messages to the world, especially to potential partners, about who you are at your core. People pay close attention to how you treat others, not just how you treat them. Because how you behave when there's nothing to gain, and how you interact with those who can do nothing for you, reveals your true character more than your words ever could. When someone is genuinely kind to everyone, not selectively kind based on who they're attracted to or what they can get in return, it reflects a high level of emotional maturity. It shows that their kindness isn't transactional. It's a reflection of their inner values. In the context of relationships, this matters deeply. While physical appearance or charm might initially attract someone, it is consistent, genuine kindness that helps build trust and emotional safety over time. People feel emotionally safe around those who are kind without an agenda. That emotional safety is a key building block for any healthy and lasting relationship. Think about it from a psychological point of view. The way a person treats strangers, waiters, janitors, or even people they dislike. This speaks volumes about their emotional intelligence and empathy. When you demonstrate kindness universally, you're showing potential partners that you're emotionally reliable. You're someone who won't switch personalities when situations change. This kind of predictability is incredibly attractive because it creates a sense of stability and consistency, two things that emotionally healthy people look for in a partner. In the dating world, many people fall into the trap of performing kindness. That is, they're sweet and polite only during the courtship phase while trying to make a good impression. But the moment they get comfortable or face conflict, that kindness fades. This reveals that their kind behavior was not an authentic part of their identity. It was a strategy. Genuine kindness, on the other hand, does not fluctuate based on convenience or mood. It is practiced not because someone deserves it, but because you have decided that being kind is a part of who you are, regardless of how others behave. Being kind to everyone also demonstrates that you live from a place of abundance, not scarcity. Scarcity mindset says, I must compete, impress, and control outcomes to earn love or connection. But when you live from a place of inner abundance, you're not threatened by others' success, beauty, or status. You don't need to tear others down or withhold compassion to feel worthy. This peaceful, grounded energy is extremely attractive. It signals emotional security, a quality that the right kind of person naturally gravitates toward. Kindness also plays a key role in conflict resolution. Every relationship will face disagreements and tough moments, but how you handle those moments says everything about your emotional strength. A kind person doesn't avoid difficult conversations, but they approach them with respect. They listen as much as they speak. They consider the other person's feelings and don't seek to win at the expense of the relationship. This kind of behavior builds trust and intimacy. It shows that kindness isn't just a public performance, but a foundational part of how you operate even in stressful situations. Another aspect to consider is that kindness builds your social reputation over time. Whether we like it or not, people talk. In communities, friend circles, workplaces, and even online, your kindness becomes part of your identity. When others speak well of you, not because you ask them to, but because of how you consistently treat people, you begin to naturally attract others who value compassion, respect, and authenticity. The right person often hears about your character before they ever truly get to know you. And when they do meet you, your actions confirm the reputation you've built. Many people underestimate how rare consistent kindness actually is. In a world that can often be cynical, rushed, or self-centered, someone who practices kindness in every situation stands out in the best way possible. It's not weakness, it's strength. It's a strength that says, no matter how others treat me, I will remain grounded in my values. The right persons. Someone who is also emotionally healthy and values long-term connection will not just notice this, they will deeply respect and cherish it. From an educational standpoint, studies in positive psychology and emotional intelligence confirm that kindness increases relationship satisfaction, emotional bonding, and long-term compatibility. It enhances communication and reduces stress. It builds a sense of partnership rather than rivalry or competition. So, in practical terms, being kind isn't just morally good, it's emotionally strategic. It directly increases your chances of attracting someone who is emotionally safe, mature, and capable of long-term love. Finally, kindness affects your relationship with yourself. When you practice kindness outwardly, you start to internalize that same compassion. You become less harsh on yourself. You forgive your own mistakes more easily. You practice patience with your own growth. This self-compassion radiates outward, making you less reactive, more open, and emotionally available. And that is what real attraction is about. It's not about being perfect, but about being emotionally open and kind in a way that others feel safe, valued, and seen. So remember, kindness isn't something you turn on just for someone you like. It's a habit, a lifestyle, a signal. It communicates who you are without saying a word. If you want to attract the right person, don't wait until they show up to be kind. Be kind to everyone, every day. Without exception, because the right person won't just fall for how you treat them. They'll fall in love with how you treat the world. In the search for love and connection, many people unknowingly wear masks. These masks are not physical, but emotional and psychological. They show up as pretending to like certain things you don't, hiding parts of your personality, or trying to be who you think others want you to be. It's a common trap. In the hope of attracting someone, we filter ourselves so much that we end up losing our authenticity. But here's the truth: authenticity is one of the most powerful tools for attracting the right person. Compatibility doesn't come from perfect performance or pretending. It comes from truthfully showing up as yourself. Being authentic means expressing your true thoughts, emotions, and preferences, even when it feels vulnerable. It's about showing the world who you really are, rather than trying to fit into someone else's mold. Many people fear that if they are truly themselves, they'll be rejected or judged. Ironically, this fear often leads them to create shallow connections, because they are only showing a version of themselves that isn't sustainable. Pretending may win short-term attention, but it won't build long-term compatibility. Authenticity, on the other hand, may not impress everyone, but it will naturally attract the people who are right for you. From a psychological perspective, authentic people tend to have stronger and more meaningful relationships. Research in emotional intelligence and positive psychology consistently shows that those who are open and honest about who they are enjoy deeper levels of trust, emotional intimacy, and long-term satisfaction. Why? Because authenticity fosters alignment. When you're not hiding who you are, the other person gets to know the real you, and they get to decide if that's someone they want to build with. That clarity may shorten some relationships, but it ultimately saves time and emotional energy. The wrong people will fall away, and the right ones will stay. Authenticity also plays a crucial role in building self-confidence. When you hide who you are to gain acceptance, you're sending yourself a subconscious message that who you really are isn't good enough. Over time, this damages self-esteem and creates emotional burnout, but when you are honest and accepted for your true self, you reinforce your sense of worth. You no longer need to perform or chase, you become emotionally grounded. And people are naturally drawn to that kind of grounded energy. In relationships, true compatibility goes far beyond surface-level attraction. Shared values, emotional habits, communication styles, and lifestyle goals. These are the real foundations of connection. But you can only discover those points of alignment if both people are being authentic. For example, if you love quiet nights and deep conversations, but pretend to enjoy the party scene just to fit in, you might attract someone who isn't aligned with your deeper needs. Over time, this creates friction and distance. But when you own your truth, even if it's different from what others expect, you start to magnetize people who resonate with your genuine lifestyle and values. Another layer to authenticity is emotional honesty. Many people feel the need to hide their insecurities, fears, or past mistakes because they worry it makes them look weak. But vulnerability, when shared appropriately, is not weakness, it's strength. It builds emotional intimacy. The right person will not be scared off by your honesty. They'll be drawn to it. They'll respect your courage and feel safe enough to share their own truth in return. This mutual openness is what builds emotional trust, which is the bedrock of a strong relationship. In today's world of social media, filters, and curated online identities, authenticity has become even more valuable. We are surrounded by highlight reels, people showing only the best parts of their lives, their looks, and their personalities. In such an environment, someone who shows up authentically stands out. They offer something real, something human, something people can connect to. This doesn't mean you have to overshare or expose every part of yourself immediately. It simply means being honest in how you show up, both online and offline, and not trying to impress people with a version of yourself that isn't true. Authenticity also requires self-awareness. You can't be real with others if you don't know who you are. So part of this process involves asking yourself some honest questions. What are my core values? What excites me? What do I need emotionally? What kind of life do I want to build? When you have clarity in these areas, your words, actions, and decisions naturally become more aligned. And that alignment makes you more attractive because people sense when someone is centered in themselves. Of course, authenticity can be uncomfortable. There may be moments where you feel exposed or misunderstood. But discomfort is a natural part of growth, and every time you choose to show up honestly, you build emotional strength. You develop resilience. You begin to trust that being yourself is not only enough, it's essential. The people who are truly right for you will not just tolerate your authenticity, they will love you more for it. They will feel relieved to have met someone real in a world full of facades. To conclude, authenticity is not about being perfect, it's about being honest. It's about showing up as your whole self without shrinking, performing, or pretending. The right person won't be impressed by your mask, they'll be moved by your truth. When you are fully yourself, you create space for real connection. You stop attracting relationships based on false images and start drawing in people who are genuinely compatible with your true nature. That is how lasting love is built, not on perfection, but on presence and truth. One of the most overlooked but powerful truths in personal development and relationships is this: your environment reflects your energy. The people you surround yourself with, the spaces you live and work in, and even the conversations you engage in, these all mirror your internal world. If you want to attract the right person, one who aligns with your values, your vision, and your emotional needs, you must first take a close and honest look at your environment, because your external life often reflects your inner state. And you can't attract a healthy relationship from a space that is chaotic, draining, or misaligned. We are influenced far more than we realize by the energy of our surroundings. This includes the emotional energy of the people we spend time with. If your inner circle is full of negative, unmotivated, or toxic individuals, that environment begins to shape your standards and behavior. You may find yourself settling more often, tolerating unhealthy dynamics, or doubting your worth, simply because you're immersed in a space that doesn't encourage growth, respect, or positivity. On the other hand, when you're surrounded by people who uplift you, inspire you, and hold you to a higher standard, your confidence grows. You begin to believe that you deserve more, and that belief changes the kind of people you attract into your life. From a psychological standpoint, this is supported by the principle of emotional contagion, the idea that we subconsciously absorb the moods, attitudes, and behaviors of the people around us. If you're constantly in spaces filled with gossip, criticism, or pessimism that becomes your emotional norm, if you're surrounded by kindness, purpose, and self-respect, you begin to embody those qualities too. So before you look for the right partner, ask yourself, is my current environment helping me become the kind of person I want to be and attracting the kind of person I want to meet? The environment also includes your physical space. Your home, your habits, even the digital content you consume daily all shape your energy. A cluttered, chaotic space often reflects a cluttered mind. A space filled with inspiration, peace, and intention helps foster clarity and emotional well-being. The person you want to attract is not just looking at you, they are also observing the life you've built. What kind of life are you inviting someone into? Is it grounded, peaceful, and purpose-driven? Or is it full of unresolved chaos and unhealed patterns? When you upgrade your environment, you begin to upgrade your life, and your relationships follow. For example, if you consistently spend time with people who value personal growth, you're more likely to meet someone who shares that same mindset. If you engage in hobbies and communities that reflect your authentic interests, you're more likely to connect with someone who truly understands and appreciates the real you. Your environment isn't just something you live in, it's something that shapes your identity and reflects your standards. Consider this. If you're trying to attract someone who is kind, emotionally intelligent, and ambitious, but your current circle is full of people who mock kindness, avoid emotional depth, and settle for mediocrity, there's a disconnect. That doesn't mean you have to abandon your friends or change who you are to fit into a new group, but it does mean you should consciously curate your environment to reflect the values you hope to live by and the kind of person you hope to attract. Creating the right environment also means letting go of what no longer serves you. This could be toxic friendships, limiting beliefs, outdated habits, or even emotional clutter from past relationships. Holding on to things that no longer align with your growth prevents you from making room for something better. Just like a garden must be weeded before it can bloom, your life must be cleared of emotional and energetic clutter to invite in healthy love. Your energy doesn't lie. If you are in a space of self-doubt, bitterness, or resentment, it shows, even if you try to hide it. But when you do the work to build a supportive environment, it radiates confidence, peace, and intentionality. That kind of energy doesn't beg for attention. It attracts the right kind of attention. It speaks louder than words, and the right person will notice. In education and psychology, there's a concept called environmental alignment, which suggests that when your surroundings support your goals and values, you're far more likely to succeed. The same principle applies to relationships. If you want a loving, respectful, and empowering relationship, but your life is not structured to support those things, you're working against yourself. Align your environment first, and the relationships that flow into your life will begin to mirror that alignment. Your energy is like a signal, and your environment is the amplifier. You can say you want something better, but if your environment is reinforcing old patterns, change becomes difficult. The right person is not just attracted to who you are in theory, they are attracted to who you are in practice. That includes the life you've built around you. Your energy invites people in, and your environment shows them whether or not you're ready to receive the kind of love you're seeking. So if you're serious about attracting the right person, begin by transforming the world you live in. Surround yourself with people who challenge and uplift you. Create spaces that reflect calmness, creativity, and clarity. Speak words that match the kind of love you want to experience, and most importantly, remove anything that drains your spirit or keeps you stuck in the past. The more your environment reflects your highest self, the more effortlessly the right person will feel at home in your presence.